Good morning everyone and welcome, and I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet and by paying my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to the City Lifestyle Committee meeting of the 15th of February 2023, and I declare this meeting open at 9 a.m. I'd like to advise attendees in the room that this meeting is being webcast and audio recorded. Councillors, I have received 2 leaves of absence, a leave of absence from Mayor Power, who's on delegation representing Council at the moment, and a second apology from Councillor Bradley. May I have a mover for the motion that the apologies be accepted? Thank you, Councillor Raven. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Murphy. By show of hands, all those in favour? That has been unanimously supported, noting that Councillor Hall is not currently with us. I haven't received advice of an absence from Councillor Hall, so I expect he'll be joining us in due course, and of course that motion's carried. Conflicts of interest. Councillors, I now refer to declarations of conflicts of interest. Do any councillors have any conflicts of interest they wish to declare on any items on today's agenda? There being none, we'll get straight down to the reports. Councillors, I draw your attention to item 5.1. It's the 2022 progress update for the Safe City Strategy and Action Plan for 21 to 25. So through the Director, I'd now like to invite Acting Community Services Manager Ms Michelle Griffin to present her report. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, thank you. And through the Chair, today I am presenting to you our quarterly and annual progress reports for the Safe City Strategy and Action Plan. Before I take questions, I just want to provide some highlights from the report and also some comments. In January and February of last year, the Safe City survey was open to our community. A total of 978 community members completed that survey, and this information has really helped us to undertake what we're planning for 2023 with our community safety initiatives. The team have continued to work and partner with our Queensland Corrective Services to deliver our community safety initiatives, and we ran 5 services and there were 250 people who attended those. We held our Safe City Awards. They were held in October 2022 with a total of 14 nominations and 5 awards that were presented. And our Safe City camera program has captured and reported on approximately 3,000 incidents throughout 2022. You'll see there's many other actions and achievements that have been documented in both of those reports. But I'd also like to take the opportunity to raise with you that we have previously reported last year, we've always undertaken quarterly and annual progress updates against this strategy. And given that we are reporting to you through CEO updates, we're speaking to you individually about your divisional activities, any LIP applications that you have, and if we receive any state or federal funding for cameras, we come with independent reports to committee. I'm proposing that we pull those reports back to being annually only, rather than coming to you quarterly. So I would like to add a recommendation to the report today, and I'll open it up to questions, but if you can consider that in any of your questions and comments, that would be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. I've got a question here from Councillor Lane.
Thanks through you, Madam Chair. Not so much a question, but more of a comment. So we received this committee paper and I had a lot of questions. So I put those through to the community safety team. The answers were done quickly. I was briefed quickly. They answered all of my questions around illegal behaviours in the community, around derelict homes and what we're doing or we're proposing to do with those areas. And I just wanted to say a thank you to you and your team. The report was well written. It left me with a number of questions, and I'm sure the community will enjoy hearing those answers as well. And from my understanding, the community safety team is going to work with me to tailor material to my community so that they're aware of what council is doing. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Do I have any other questions? Thank you, Councillor Herrmeyer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It's been reported that the Albanese federal government has cut $150 million from the Safer Communities Fund, which was an important fund used to fund CCTV cameras in different local councils. Can council officers please take that online and investigate if that will affect future funding for CCTV cameras in Logan?
through the chair, we will definitely, I'm personally unaware of that, so I will investigate it and yeah, we'll come back to you and have a look at it. Thank you.
We know our Logan residents do love their CCTV cameras, so that would be appreciated, Michelle. Have we got any other questions from any other councillors? There being none, I note that Michelle has presented us with an alternate recommendation, which I'm going to ask the officers to pop up. Oh, look, they're miles ahead of me. Pop up on the board behind me. And I'll just read that out for councillors. The amendment would read in 1 that the report titled 2022 Progress Update for the Safe City Strategy and Action Plan 2021 to 2025 be noted. And secondly, that the future Safe City Strategy and Action Plan 2021 to 2025 progress updates are submitted annually rather than quarterly and annually. Once you've had a moment to absorb that, I wonder if I could have a mover for the motion, please. Thank you, Councillor Murphy. Do I have a seconder for the motion? Thank you, Councillor Bannon. By show of hands, all those in support? Thank you, councillors. That has been unanimously supported, noting that we're still waiting on Councillor Hall to arrive. Thank you very much, team. Well done. Councillors, I now draw... Oh, just before you toddle off, do we have any general business for the Acting Community Services Manager? My apologies, Councillor Raven. I got a bit ahead of myself. It must have been because I was working without scripting. Just one moment. Councillor Raven.
You're doing a fantastic job without scripting, Madam Chair. Thank you for your indulgence. Michelle, I just wanted to say a huge thank you and a shout out to one of your staff, Ellen Hand. She's done an amazing job with a resident who unfortunately is at end of life and is feeling isolated, and he reached out to me asking if council could help connect him to local community groups and services that could ease like his loneliness and the difficulty he's having in connecting to people. The compassion and the understanding with which Ellen did her job, which was just nothing short of above and beyond. She called him to understand exactly what he needed and the help that he was looking for, connected him really quickly, and did it all in the busy period before Christmas, which I touched base with him yesterday, and he couldn't have been more happy with Ellen, and was just like, he was nearly in tears with how kind she was to him. So he was very, very grateful for that service. And I just wanted to commend her and your team. The work that you all do makes a huge difference to people who are suffering in our community, and it eases their pain. So thank you and keep up the great work.
Thank you, Councillor Raven. Michelle, do you have any general business for us? Any other councillors have any GB? No. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks very much. Councillors, I now draw your attention to item 5.2. 5.2 is the Community Infrastructure Quarterly Report from the 1st of October to the 31st of December 2022. And through the Director, I would now invite the Acting Sport, Leisure and Facilities Manager, Mr Ben O'Brien, to present his report. And I note Ben comes with a cast of thousands. So good morning, everyone. Welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, councillors. The report before you is the Community Infrastructure Quarterly Report for Quarter 2, being October to December 2022. I'd like to take a moment to bring to your attention some highlights and some updates from the report. From the previous quarter, the buzz at Yarra Bilba was completed and opened in December, with the YMCA being appointed to operate the facility. The Nofke Farm Park Clubhouse was completed, supporting the Waterford Demons Rugby League Club. And a number of projects have transitioned into detailed design phase, such as Chris Green Park Clubhouse and the Jimboomba Park Rugby League Clubhouse. In the coming months, we're hoping to see the completion of the Jimboomba Park RSL building. And since post the reporting period for the quarterly report, we have released the first 2 years of projects for the sports facilities programs. Sports facility program, my apologies. The Year 1 projects for this financial year have gone out to receive quotations, and in correspondence to councillors, our officers will be touching base with each of you once we've got those quotes back to discuss next steps and consultation with yourself and those sporting clubs. And the Year 2 projects we are preparing to put to state government for the minor infrastructure program grant submission. And that's due in the coming weeks. Before I just hand over to take any questions, I'd like to put my own hand up for a little administrative error in the report. I note that the Park Ridge Sport and Rec Precinct project in the covering component has $20 million there, and it should be a $65 million project, so I do apologise. and we'll have that fixed up for the next
Just a
report.
minor accounting error, was
Just a
it
minor
then?
one, yes. So I do
Thank you.
apologise,
Can I
but
just
thank you.
can I confirm that that amendment will be made? Fantastic. Thank you, Ben. Councillors, do we have any questions for the acting manager? I'll kick off the round with Councillor Murphy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, team. I just wanted to say Division 12 is certainly seeing record deliveries in our area within this report, and I'd like to thank the council officers for their dedication and the work towards those programs. So for the record through here, we have the Beenleigh Aquatic Centre that is looking at an upgrade of like $15 million. We've got the Twin Rivers Community Mallet Sports Club, which we had the sod turning at the other day. Thank you for those that attended. Chris Green Park Clubhouse at $4.6 million, and we've also got the exciting news of the Riverine Discovery Centre of $5.5 million. So that's a lot of funding coming towards Division 12, and a lot of work in the background and a lot of time that has taken to get to this stage. So I just wanted to put that out to my community that there is a lot of infrastructure happening in our Division 12, and thank you to the team and your support and helping me get that through. So thank you very much.
Thanks for your comments, Councillor Murphy, and you know, it's refreshing to see all these projects in train and being delivered, and it would be remiss of me as the Division 4 area councillor not to acknowledge the work in the Buzz, and Noelle's here with us today, a 7-year project in the making from inception to delivery, and a tremendous project, and I think it's set a very high benchmark for future council facilities. Moving on, do we have any other questions from any other councillors? There being none, the recommendations are on the board behind me. Can I have a mover for the recommendations? Thank you, Councillor Murphy, seconded by... Wasn't sure if you had your hand up, Councillor Wilcox. Councillor Wilcox, by show of hands, can I see all those who are in favour? Noting Councillor Hall has joined us, and that has been supported by all councillors present. Thank you, councillors. And I believe we've got another report coming up on the LIP allocations in governance soon enough. Okay. Councillors, that actually brings us to the end of the Acting Sport, Leisure and Facility Managers reports today. Do we have any general business for the manager? Thank you, Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, through you. So my general business is for Ben and for the Director. In Division 2, we try and resolve things really well. We're trying to multi-use our facilities so that they're operating during the day and also on weekends and evenings by sporting clubs. And to me, that's a good bang for buck for ratepayers if we can get this off the ground. You yourself and your officers are extraordinarily supportive of this process. Getting solar power onto some of our community facilities has been a big hurdle, and I know that Jason and his team have worked very quickly to try and accommodate this so we can actually get this process of facilities being used on a weekday as well as a weeknight and weekends, and reducing the overall cost to community groups that want to use those facilities. It's across the board, from the netball courts to our local sporting clubs. The work that's being done is great, but not only that, when I have an issue with a citywide facility in my division, I had the Director and yourself and your team come down to try and resolve this to the best of their ability so that common sense will prevail. And I just wanted to say thank you very much. It really does make a big difference to the punters out there who give their time volunteering in our community that use care so much. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Councillor Lane. I think you've got a great team there, and you guys really do care about the residents and the communities that we represent, so thank you for that. Councillors, do we have any other general business for the Acting Manager? Ben, do you have any general business for us?
No, thanks.
Short and sharp today, Ben. Don't get used to it. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, we now draw your attention to item 5.3. 5.3 is the draft Logan City Council Arts, Culture and Heritage Strategy from 2023 to 2027. Through the Director, I would like to invite the Libraries and Creative Industries Manager, Ms Annette Turner, to present her report. Good morning, Annette.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, councillors. I'm joined by the lovely Lainey Robinson, who is our Acting Creative Industries Program Leader. and the purpose of our report today is to present the draft Logan City Council Arts, Culture and Heritage Strategy 2023 to 2027 for your consideration for that to proceed to community consultation. This draft strategy is a whole of council document that states council's commitment to arts, culture and heritage across the city. It defines the key aims and actions that over the next 4 years will guide the services, the events and the facilities to meet and to respond to community needs and aspirations. So this draft strategy is actually a deliverable of and commitment in council's operational plan. And last year we implemented a community engagement plan where we went out and talked to the city's arts, culture and heritage professionals, community groups and amateurs, along with council branches to really to gain that feedback and to encourage strategic collaboration. The draft strategy supports impactful social and economic outcomes, sustainable growth, and ensures that we'll take advantage of those extraordinary opportunities that are coming into our region. Lainey's going to share the 5 key interest areas that are based for our strategic outcomes, and I'm going to do the clicker for the images. Over to Lainey.
Thanks kindly, Annette, and good morning, councillors. I'm really pleased to be here to share the 5 strategic outcomes and provide some examples on how we will achieve these. The first strategic outcome is to develop and build. So we will support the development of a highly connected creative community that is strong, vibrant, sustainable and inclusive. So by supporting learning opportunities, we'll deliver skills pathways to local groups and to residents to share Logan's arts, culture and heritage. For example, local heritage organisations have called out for networking, learning and information sharing opportunities to boost visitation and engagement with Logan's heritage. We can support this through regular meetings for Logan's local history and heritage organisations to network and share industry training opportunities. The second strategic outcome is to inspire and engage. And we'll do this by improving the lifestyle and well-being of our community through engaging with and participating in Logan's arts, culture and heritage. For example, we'll encourage participation in the arts through exhibitions, displays and heritage programs that are accessible, culturally safe and welcoming to everyone of all ages, including our older community. Activate places and spaces is the third strategic outcome, and the aim of this outcome is to provide sustainable, accessible, inclusive, safe places and spaces for exploration and reflection, where stories are told and ideas are shared. For example, we will maintain quality arts facilities for community use and develop and support family-friendly community arts and cultural events in unexpected places and spaces in Logan, including our beautiful natural environment. This could include events such as Arts in the Park, pop-up gallery exhibitions and live music in our city centres. The fourth strategic outcome is to partner and collaborate. So we'll work together to build Logan's vibrant arts, culture and heritage, including new public art across Logan with key partners, new cultural tourism experiences to inform, inspire and welcome visitors to Logan, support Logan's artists and arts organisations to thrive and build successful creative careers and businesses, and to support Logan's First Nations artists with opportunities in the lead up to the 2032 Olympic Games. The fifth strategic outcome is to communicate and celebrate. We will communicate and celebrate Logan's arts, culture and heritage, to continue to build Logan's reputation as a vibrant and inclusive place to live and visit. By promoting our arts, culture and heritage to tell positive stories about Logan and support our city image. And we will share our message with Logan's community with clear and easy to find messaging that is accessible to people with disabilities and from diverse cultures. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Lainey. As you know, I'm a very big fan of the great work that you do in this space, and I think it's tremendous, and I can't wait to see what's rolling off the books next. Councillors, do we have any questions? Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much. I just have a question. I'll just preclude it with a bit of a statement. So I met a young artist by the name of Jake Moss in 2020. And Jake was a local boy who grew up, went to St Paul's Catholic school here in Woodridge. He went out and he had a pretty tough start to life. And he's an amazing artist who does some really edgy and often sometimes a little bit offensive stuff, but it's just pure rage and talent that's floating out of him. He's put his name down for a showing in the gallery, and we're 3 years down the track and he hasn't had a look in yet. Out of curiosity, how much weight is given to young emerging artists who actually not only just attract other young people into the art subcultures and what have you, but also a kid who is taking on NDIS clients and people who have come from refugee backgrounds and giving them his last canvases so that they can express themselves. I would imagine having someone like that on our art books in the gallery would be amazing, despite his abrasive personality, which I fully understand that he has that. I've met with him over breakfast and know that there is some, not just edginess, but also a little bit of rudeness in there. But his art actually speaks for itself. So I'm curious, how do local artists get into this program? We're 3 years down the track and he hasn't had a look in.
Through the chair. Thank you for your question, Councillor Lane. We're quite familiar with Jake and welcome exhibition applications each 12 months. So Jake did apply 3 years ago. He unfortunately wasn't selected in that particular year. We actually have a round open right now for people to apply for exhibition applications for next year, and we'd warmly welcome him. The gallery provides a lot of opportunities for our young artists. We have our Artways exhibition, which has been going longer than any other state exhibition, showcasing the talents of our young artists throughout the region. From that exhibition, the gallery team choose students to mentor through their own exhibitions, and we have had quite edgy and interesting and challenging topics through those exhibitions and proudly support those. We also have a scholarship opportunity coming up for young artists in the city, which will be launched later in the year. And throughout the year's program, we have a dedicated space for young people's work in the gallery. So we welcome, an application from Jake for this year to consider it.
Thanks very much. Can you tell me the date that those applications close?
It's March 24.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Councillor Lane. Do any other councillors have any other questions? Thank you, Councillor Wilcox.
Thank you so much. I do love the art gallery. I love Artwaves and popping in there and seeing it. But I do have to thank you for allowing me to open the 2023 art gallery exhibition recently because Mayor Power was away, so I stepped in. Councillor Stemp attended with me, and it was a pleasure being there with so many industry leaders that were actually there. I think it was the busiest opening that I have seen so far, and it was a pleasure. And it was lovely to be there because one of the mentored boys who was 19 had his second art gallery showing because he came out of Artwaves, was one of the mentors, and then was actually able to show in this exhibition as well, which was lovely. But I just wanted to say it's lovely to hear the strategic outcomes that you've sort of spoken through, and hearing that we're going to cater for professionals and community groups and those interested in art and that sort of thing. I always find it's a bit of a hard field to navigate, especially when I'm not an arty person at all. I love going to the art gallery, but I don't sort of understand how to navigate my way through it. So it's lovely to hear that you're encouraging, you're being inclusive, accessible. My kids love going, and I know that I do see kids that attend these things, but I really love the fact that we're celebrating just our proud city and our culture and our heritage and that sort of thing via Art in the Park, and what was the other one? Art in the Park and the pop-up art gallery. That was a winner. I really loved that one when you did the pop-up art gallery. So keep going, you know, facilitating those partnerships with all the groups and the communities and all the rest of it. It really is a pleasure, and I just hope that we can promote it even more out in community, because it's amazing how many people say to me when they watch my Facebook feed and they see me doing all these things, they're like, where's that? What's that? And that sort of thing. And I do try and promote it, but I think Logan City Council probably needs to promote it even more, putting it up on their Facebook feed, not just on Logan Art. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Wilcox. Do we have any other questions from any other councillors? No. I'd like to reiterate that you know, this is a tremendous body of work, and you know, we also, the heritage strategy is an important part of all of this work as well, and quite passionate about that, as I know there are a number of history buffs out there who really support that body of work in the city as well. Councillors, we have a report, recommendations on the board behind me, just checking they've gone up. Can I have someone to move the recommendations? Thank you, Councillor Hall. Seconder for the recommendations, thank you, Councillor Stemp. By a show of hands, can I see all those who are in favour? Fantastic, that has been unanimously supported. Councillors, that brings us to the end of the manager's report. Do any councillors have any questions, any general business for Annette? Being none. Annette, do you have any general business with the councillors?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I do have a couple of items today. As Councillor Wilcox mentioned, the 2023 programme, the Art Gallery, was recently launched. And in that programme, I welcome all councillors to come and view a very special exhibition we have on display by our former Creative Industries Programme Leader, the late Robin Dorr. It's a beautiful exhibition. It's called Curious Nature. It's a tribute to Robin as a talented artist, and it's a side of her we never got to see. It presents a wonderful selection of her prints, her textile and painting works, and it's on display until the 11th of March. So I encourage you to come over. We're happy to give you a guided tour if you'd like one. I also have a second item of GB. Late last year, Robin was acknowledged for her outstanding lifetime achievements in the 2022 Gallery and Museum Achievement Awards as winner of the category for individuals. As an astute professional, Robin held a very keen understanding of the value of arts and culture and successfully led the team responsible for council services and programs delivered through the Gallery, Mays Cottage and the Living Museum of Logan. Robin was a highly regarded artist, curator, writer, educator and arts administrator, and importantly a cultural leader who contributed to the success of the gallery and museum sector across Australia for over 30 years. And through her lifetime dedication to inclusiveness, her open-hearted support towards recently arrived migrant artists, and a deep respect for our First Nations artists, Robin's legacy lives on through her work, her achievements, and her connections throughout Logan. And in further great news, Logan Art Gallery was also acknowledged for its outstanding achievements in the Gallery and Museum Achievement Awards for the 6th consecutive year in a row, the only gallery to achieve that. Logan won for the engagement category for their exhibition program, My Story, The Unbroken Spirit of the Kalkadoons. My Story was the title of a truth-telling exhibition of work by First Nations artist Colleen Sam and furniture designer Keith Werrabone that was shown at the gallery in mid-2021. It was a feature exhibition of Logan Art Gallery's continued commitment to celebrating the rich cultural diversity of Logan's community and to share the stories of our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander artists. This exhibition was a collaboration between Colleen Sam and the gallery team and was truly well deserving of this award. So thank you.
It's lovely actually to hear the good news coming out of Logan, and I would just like to say what a pleasure it was to have the opportunity to have worked with Robin Dorr in the time that she was here with council, and I'm thrilled that we're able to provide a showcase for her legacy and her work, and the work that Robin has done will be with council for many years to come, I'm sure. Thank you, Annette. Councillors, my apologies, Councillor Lane slipped in at the end there.
Thanks very much, Madam Chair. Annette, I can hear the absolute loving tone of your voice when you speak of Robin Doran. Her impact on the community was significant and she is sorely missed. I've snuck in and seen the gallery showing, and it's absolutely amazing. So just in hearing your voice and the tone and what she meant to the staff shows us how important she was to this council and the community. One thing I would like to feedback is late last year there was several people living in their cars out front of the library at Logan Central, and the way in which your staff dealt with those people was absolutely beautiful, respectful and kind. I know that one gentleman had alcohol issues and was very aggressive towards staff and frightened some of them, but again they acted with great dignity in dealing with him and his issues and trying to connect him to separate groups that could possibly assist him. But it's mostly the young women that were living in cars there that really had the greatest impact on me with your team. As I said, kindness, caring, respect, all of those values came into effect when they were dealing with those people, encouraging them to come into the library and read and have time out and, connecting them to services. So I just want to say a big thank you to that crew down there and to you, because it starts from the top and it filters its way down when it comes to kindness and showing people respect in the community. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Thank you, councillors. Councillors, that brings us to the end of all of our reports today, the end of our agenda items. Does anyone have any general business for our Director, Mr. Brad White? Brad, do you have any general business for us?
Yeah, thank you, and through the Chair. Just 2 items if I can. Just a selfless plug, Eats and Beats is on Friday night at Underwood Park from 5 to 9, so it'd be great to see everybody out there. And the other one, I was just going to ask our media manager to step forward if he could. So as councillors may know, Jason's moving on from Logan City Council, and this will be his last committee for the Lifestyle Committee. I'm sure Kim would talk to it if she was here, but she's away this week. So just wanted to congratulate Jason and thank him for the support that he's provided for Logan in general, but certainly for me in the past 6 months. Jason handles himself particularly well in those tricky media situations, and I've always enjoyed coming back in on a Monday and seeing a little bit of sunscreen or zinc from his surfing escapades on a weekend. And he's also quite famous for his moustache through the Movember period where he supports men's health. So congratulations, Jason. On behalf of the Directorate, we wish you well, and yeah, well done.
Thank you.
Jason, would you like to say a few words?
It has not been dull. My 5-year tenure here at Council, and I suppose the stories we tell through the media branch, who are incredibly talented, are reflective of the enormous dedication and tremendous commitment by Council and also the elected members, the Mayor and Councillors. So that is truly reflective, I think, of turning narrative for the City of Logan. And it's wonderful to see that that narrative is shifting to a really positive sentiment, and kudos to everybody in this room, and also to the managers and my PLT teams, and also the subject matter experts, because without them we wouldn't have the facts to be able to go to the community and to go to media. So we always rally and depend on a whole range of people to enable that to happen. So thank you, I appreciate the kind words. Thanks.
And just in closing, Jason, we do wish you every success in your future endeavours, and we know that Logan will always remain close to your heart, and we hope every opportunity you get, you will scream the virtues of our tremendous city from the rooftops. But thank you for your contribution to the city, and all the best. Councillors, that actually brings us to the end of our agenda items today. Any other general business for the Director? There being none, I now declare the City Lifestyle meeting of the 15th of January 2023 concluded at 9:34 a.m, and we'll recommence with our second committee in 10 minutes' time. Thanks, everyone.